Well, guys, welcome to Team Overcomer. I'm here with myself, Vic Lalonde, and I'm here with William Kelly and his lovely wife, Pearls. We're here tonight to start a YouTube page for Team Overcomer to show the world encouraging stories, things that are going to help people overcome, to give them hope, give them light in this world of darkness. A lot of things happen out there that we have no control over. We go through things in life that we don't know the reasons why. And every one of us has a story to tell. Every one of us has a book to be opened. And tonight I really want you to listen to this woman's story and her book, and really listen to it, because I think something in this can change your life and can bring you to a different perspective on life and give you hope where it's so desperately needed in this world. So I want to thank you, first of all, Pearl, for coming on the show. And of course, I got my partenaire, the big man over there. If you go to Facebook, you'll see us. We do a lot of Team Overcomer things to help with fitness and other stuff like that. So he's come on board with me, and he's like a brother in arms. And I've got my great cameraman Christian behind the scenes taking care of things tonight, and I really appreciate his ability to help me out in this. So Pearls, how about you share with us a little bit of your story and how things got started and yeah.
So where I came from?
Yeah, where did you come from? Well, we all know you came from your mother, but besides mom.
I grew up in cult. There was a lot. It was just a small community, and we all lived together. But there was a lot of things that weren't right. They taught us to fear God, and they taught us that God was a punisher and a scary person, and there was a lot of sexual abuse.
Okay, so like when you say Pearl brought up in a cult, okay, like do you mean like you were raised in a cult?
Yes.
So when you started off as a
Yes.
younger, and then you were raised up in the actual cult. And what interests me in that situation is you say that you were going through like like they would actually sexually abuse you, like you were in
the men were taught that women were to use.
Okay, so women were used as more of a tool.
Yes.
Then, so this was your first, like basically when you look at the God perspective, like when you're looking into God and wondering who God is, this is how you were first exposed to who God was.
God was a fearful person who would punish me, who would send me to hell if I did not listen to men or respect them. And that's basically it.
Wow, that's that's a sad story when you look at it in a way of someone's first experience to meet God in such a fearful manner, in such a way of truly who God really isn't, right? People need to realize that there's a God of love, and there's a God of reverence, and there's a God of hope, and a God of grace, but there's also an enemy. There's an enemy out there who masquerades actually as an angel of light and goes around trying to make people think that it's good, but really he's out to seek and destroy and ruin lives, and which is very evident here that's who she really had an encounter with, was actually the enemy trying to ruin your life, and not really God.
And the thing is these people really believed that this was the right way.
Right.
And to this day, if you talk to them, they'll still believe that what was done was not wrong, and that it was correct.
So you were repeatedly, like, basically you were raped, right? Like you went through an actual rape, like going through repeatedly of your own, not your will, but you were actually taken down a road of destruction, a path of destruction.
And to me, that was life. That was normal,
Wow. Wow. So how did you transit? Like, what made you want to get away from that? What made you show that this wasn't right? Like, what gave you
the police took me.
Okay. So the police finally, somebody reported this?
My father left.
Your father left.
My father saw the light. My father left. and he fought for 4 years to have Children's Aid find us and take us away. During those 4 years, we were packed up and moved constantly. If CAS would show up, we were locked into a closet and told that if we made any noises or any sounds, that there would be severe repercussions. When I got apprehended into foster care, I was 10 years old. I was 42 pounds.
Wow.
And I was black and blue from head to toe.
Once you got away from it, right? You bring us into another journey, another page in the book. Okay, you went through the abuse. You've been sexually abused. You've been mentally abused. You've been beaten by these men from a cult. Now you've managed to escape, right? So you basically come out of it. Where does the next chapter take us?
I got put into foster care with a single mother, just because of the situation that I was in.
Right.
It was easier that way. The Children's Aid thought it would be a lot better to have a home without a man in it, and it did benefit me. But it was even harder for me then because it was all new to me, and people trying to feed me and hug me and kiss me, and it was just very strange to me.
Yeah, you would have felt the heebie-jeebies out of that.
And I got teased a lot at school to the point, I was homeschooled while I was in the cult, so I never went to an actual school. Then I got sent to a public school, and a lot of teasing.
So of course that's when the bullying begins.
Yeah, the bullying.
Right, bullying, because you're different, right? You feel different. You've been through so much.
I never met, I played with the kids at the cult, and we had our way of playing, but it was nothing like, the social. Kids are mean.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. And it's today, I'm even dealing with things with my own daughter and my own family. Kids can be very mean, but the only way kids can learn is through their parents and through people around them, and learning to show that love through our children.
Yeah.
When we raise our children, we can raise them.
That's what it taught me, really, is how to love and how to show love,
And I've seen their children, and their children love them very deeply. They're beautiful, beautiful children.
I love
And how many do we have altogether?
4.
Four children. 4 little blessings from above.
Yeah.
Who can be tyrants at
All
times
miracles.
too, right?
Yes.
Sometimes can drive us all crazy.
All miracles.
Yeah, you're all miracles, huh? Yeah, because you were not even supposed to have children.
No, I was infertile.
Infertile. Wow. So not even a chance to have a child.
Nope.
So that chapter comes where we go through this. You've moved now to school.
Yep, school to school.
You're kind of roaming around, and you're trying to discover who you are, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was hard, being a foster child and not having someone to turn to that you trusted, like when you trust your mom and you've known your mom for your whole life. And I love my foster mom, but it was hard to connect with her. Just because of everything I was going through, and
it would be like any foster child, right?
Yeah,
they have a hard time.
Well, you feel this sense
I had
of
respect
hard
for
trust,
her.
that sense of abandonment. I would
Yeah.
imagine you have a sense of abandonment. Where's my family? Where's the people that are supposed to love me? Right?
Exactly.
Well, how do I live this life? I mean, so how old would you have been at that time?
About 13 when the problems really started. I went into foster care at 10 years old. Things went well till 13. Well-ish, the bullying and stuff, changed schools, started high school, and then things started to get pretty rough then. I started realizing that my childhood wasn't normal, and I needed a lot of counseling and therapy to just get through day by day. Got into an very abusive relationship.
So the abusive relationship basically kind of stemmed from because you only knew abusive relationships, right?
Exactly.
So you kind of fell into that trap that they call, you go from one to another to
That's
another.
Exactly what I did. I lived with that relationship for 6 years.
And ladies, don't ever let a man put his hands on you. I'm telling you right now.
That's right,
Because,
bro. That's right.
It happens to a lot of people. Don't ever put up with it.
No, don't let yourselves fall into the abusive victim role. There's always help out there. There's always someone that you can reach for, and you know what? You look for the right people to help you. But you know what? So because people probably out there don't know this, but I don't think we really explained it at the beginning. But Pearl is suffering from stage 4 cancer, correct?
Yeah.
So she has 7 tumors on the back of her spine. that are basically stealing your life. And cancer will do that to people that I'm sure each and every one of you out there has somebody in your life that's battled this terrible disease. And you know, and I've seen them go through so much pain and so much things that you know you just wish you could take away and you could change. So can share with the people, like, when did you find out that the cancer came on?
After our second daughter was born.
2011.
During the pregnancy, I was having a hard time. There was a few times he had to carry me up the stairs because my legs would just go numb.
Okay.
They assumed that it was a sciatic nerve pain. They induced me early. I had her, and I was just having a really hard time just feeling back to normal after she was born. And then I was having a lot of pains in my stomach, and I found a lump, a big lump. And then
In your stomach?
in my stomach.
In your stomach, okay.
And then they
How
sent
scary
me-
is that? Right.
Yeah, they you know what, the doctors were pushing it off a little bit, but then the one doctor looked at me and he said, you know, it's been 3 months since you've had the baby, like, let's do an ultrasound to check. I went in for the ultrasound and the nurse said to me, she said, you make sure that you call your doctor tonight. This is not a joke, you need to have this looked at. And we went in to see the doctor, and he said to us that there was this tumor that was 15 centimeters by 10 centimeters by 6
Wow.
centimeters
Through your spine?
through my spine.
Through your spine.
And he sent us immediately to the hospital to get a CAT scan done. We went the next morning because you know we had to go home with the kids. And they
So
sent
what
me
were you feeling at that moment? Like what would be, like, for myself, I wouldn't understand, right? I couldn't understand that feeling of you just had a baby, which is an incredible blessing, right? You have a baby, life is on its way, things are going well, and then all of a sudden, bam, train wreck, you get hit, and now you're in a mode of what's going on with me? Where?
That's always been life for us.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy, just like everybody else, right? You know?
We've always, you know, every time things go good, we've hit the
Yeah.
train wreck,
Yeah.
train
Well,
wreck. I think this was the biggest train
I
wreck.
always tell her that I got the Kelly curse, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We all have something
Yeah.
like that.
So,
Yeah, we all have
but,
some.
you know, three things go good, and then all of a sudden, I know it's coming, and one thing's going bad. Right? So,
Yeah. It seems like what life will come in waves,
yeah.
right? But now this wave is a little deeper than others and can bring you a little deeper down. Of course, not everyone can suffer from cancer, right? So, but the thing is, like my real thing is, were you shocked? Were you like, oh my God, I have cancer?
Shocked, scared,
Scared.
in disbelief because I was 28 years old. Like
20.
Well, like
28-year-olds don't have cancer, you know. And
True.
in my head, like
they diagnosed
it was
diagnosed,
misdiagnosed.
yeah, the first one. They thought it was sarcoma,
Okay.
and then so she had to go to Toronto because nobody wanted to deal with it down here. Or sorry, not that they wanted
They
to.
didn't have the expertise.
So she went up there, and then they finally found out that it was neuroblastoma. And there's only 60 cases of adults that have it. But they
In
don't.
the entire world, I was
So-
60.
So only 60 cases
Well, that they know.
that they know of.
It's
Neuroblastoma?
a children's cancer. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cancer of the undeveloped nerves.
Wow.
And most times it's diagnosed when, like, during an ultrasound on the mom, they find it in
Right.
the baby.
Okay. Okay.
So
So you were, number one, you had fear, right?
lots of fear.
Lots of fear. You were
I had
shocked,
my daughter with me.
and then you had doubt,
I
right?
had my daughter with me when the results came in from the CAT scan, and I was holding her. She was 3 months old, and they had just told me that I couldn't breastfeed for 24 hours after the CAT scan because of the chemical in it.
Yeah.
And that was like panicking for me, you know, like, oh my God, I can't feed my daughter. I have to give her.
Now, was this the first
Formula.
daughter? Was this the
The
first
second
daughter?
daughter.
So after the second daughter, you discover that you have the cancer.
Yeah.
Now here's where the overcomer steps in, right? Because here's where the overcomer steps in that you have inside of you, because you find out you have cancer, and now you've got to be a mom with cancer, and you've got to step up to the plate, still love your children, still raise your children, still get them to go. You have a husband to take care of, and you still find your strength. You find somehow a way of doing it to get you to. So
This is my strength.
the big man here, the big man comes in
This is
and
my
comes
strength.
alongside, and he decides that he's going to be there through thick and thin.
And he
Right.
saved me when he first met me, and he's been saving me ever since.
Wow. You know what? Team Overcomer is all about that, right? It's all about a team
That's
of
right,
people building
When he met me,
relationships.
I was in the lowest period of my life.
So you went through the hardest times, and then God sends you the big angel, the big man, sends you down the big man from above to come alongside to
My
battle everything.
soulmate.
Your soulmate. I love it. I love it. What a great, incredible story. So as we go a little bit further in the story, look, okay, as we take in a little deeper into the journey, what are they telling you now? Like, what have you been through for this cancer? What is this cancer? Where's this cancer brought you to?
I'll put it to you this way. I've seen her almost die 3 times. She's had, well, it was the first chemo. She was over, well, 200 pounds.
Right.
Then dropped her down to 110. And then they gave
From
her,
200 pounds to 110 pounds.
for the first one, yeah.
Not
She wasn't eating or nothing.
Wow. Wow.
You know, and so I was trying to make her eat as much as I could.
Not the kind of weight loss you really want to go through,
Oh,
right? I
that's
mean,
it.
we all try to stay in shape, but that's not really
No, it's
the journey you want to
That
take.
stuff really takes a toll on people. It's, you see a lot of it. Like,
I was hospitalized
yeah,
twice.
yeah, because their counts were too low.
Almost died. Blood transfusions.
So
They
you've had
told
blood
him I wouldn't make the
transfusions.
night, one night.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was wild.
So what did you feel when she went through that? What was going through your mind as your wife is, you know, almost dies 3 times,
Yeah.
and you're going through, like, was there?
Scared and that, but see the thing, like, we've come to the agreement where, you know, I still have the kids to take care of too, and of course, I don't want to lose her, obviously, right?
Right.
But it is what it is, right? You know?
Well, we're praying for a miracle, and we believe in miracles, and we believe God can do all things because He is the God of all things, and He's the great I Am, and He can do things that we can't even imagine. And you're going to beat it, because this is important to me, because I think it's to your story can touch so many people's lives in ways that we don't understand. And if you could tell somebody out there, right, somebody who's watching us through this, what would be something that you could tell them that could give them hope that their life could be, you know?
Weed out the drama, weed out the negativity. Focus on your kids, what makes you happy, if it's art, if it's family, if it's working, whatever it is. Focus and put all your energy into what it is that you enjoy and what makes you happy and what makes your family happy, and just stop with the negativity, stop with the drama, just...
No, you're always going to have that one person. The haters are gonna hate, right?
Yeah, but keep them out of your life. You don't need them, you know.
So get rid of the negativity, get rid of the drama.
Yeah.
Now you're
focus on your health and your...
Say your kids are 10 years old now. Okay, say they're 10 years old now. What could you say to your kids out there? That could be a message to them that would help them understand a little bit of something that they could take a nugget. If they could learn something out of this right now, in this video, what could you say to your kids right now that could be? Don't
ever give up. Don't let people tell you that you can't. Don't, you know, if you want to be an artist or whatever it is you want to be, focus on that and just don't let anybody bring you down. You do what it is that you want that's going to make you happy. But just remember that, you know, there are people in your life who are there to support you and love you and keep them involved. But I don't know how to say this, like, you know,
get rid of the drama.
Yeah, but just speak it through your heart. Speak it through your heart and speak of what you, like, these are words that you're saying that you're going to breathe life into.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can breathe life. Just,
I know what I want to say.
Yeah.
I just have a hard time to say it. Like, I just, for my kids, just thinking, you know, like Kira, my oldest, she's a very hard-headed girl, but she has the heart. She has the heart of a saint.
Wow.
She, if anyone's hurt, she will love them and help them, and I want them to focus on that, on their strengths. And, you know, so yes, she is a stubborn little girl, and she likes to get her own way, which is great, but she's also a very loving child who will help anybody out when they're in pain. And I want her to focus on that strength and grow it, you know, and no matter what anyone tells her, to just remember that
She can do it.
she can
She can
do
overcome.
this. She can overcome. She can be strong. She can do what she wants to do in life. My Megan, she's
A butterfly.
a little
She's a
social
butterfly.
butterfly. Yeah. She is loving. She has so much love inside of her. If anybody is sick, she senses it. My friend was upset the other day, and like when my husband stopped by to pick up something from her, and she was in the house, my friend, and Megan was in the van outside, and she came home crying because she wanted to go in that house and give her a hug because she knew that she wasn't feeling well. She just has that love to share. And
she has the empathy.
Very
she has the
empathetic
empathy
child.
to love.
Exactly. I want her to focus on that and never give that up. Never.
Wow,
it doesn't matter where she ends up in life. If she has that love, she's going to do so well,
She will.
And Liam, well,
he's a firecracker. He's full of speed. He's full of life. He's got the smile, the golden smile, and
he's a smart boy.
Yeah.
Very stubborn, very headstrong, but he's like his dad, a little bit of a temper. But if he focuses it really well, he's going to get anywhere. And Cullen, well, I don't know, he's still a baby, but he has the best smile in the world.
Cullen's a beautiful baby they have. He's about 9 months old?
5.
He's 5 months old. And Cullen is sleeps like a rock, and he smiles, and he's a beautiful child.
Anytime anyone's eyes touch his face lights up into a smile. Doesn't matter who they are.
Beautiful.
As soon as he sees someone, he smiles.
So I did forget to mention something that earlier when we were talking about when we had to go to Toronto. There's a doctor at the General in Ottawa there that took on the case, and the people from Toronto looked at it because they had to do a video conference there. Right. And so they did one, and they looked at it and said, "Oh, there's nothing we can do for you. We give you 10 years to live. That's it. That's all." Mm. So she's fighting it about 6 years now. And so I was at work, and she came in, and I know it's tough love, if you want to call it, right? Well, I'm crying, whatever, and I looked at her, I said, "We've done all I can say and done all I can do." I said, "You have 2 choices. I said, you fight it or you give up, and I'll do what I have to." Right. Well, obviously I'm going to fight it.
But tell me what else the doctor said.
To abort the baby.
They told me to abort the baby.
And you didn't?
No.
And you didn't? You kept the life.
They told me to abort the baby. And
it's true, we never touched on that you could have actually aborted your children.
I've been told to abort the last.
Going through the cancer.
But the first one, she really hurt me because she said to me, "You're just going to leave another child motherless anyways. You're being heartless."
Wow, this was said by a careless child.
Wow. Yes. Wow. That's what broke me. And I cannot do abortion. It's not in me. There's a reason for a life. There's a purpose for every life. Who am I to decide to end it? There's a reason why this child was put inside of me, to grow and to be in our family and to be with us, and I'm not the one to decide.
Well, I have to, the Bible tells us to give praise where praise is due, and I definitely praise you for that, and I give you honor and glory for the fact that you struggled through that, went through the pain, and I believe your children will be a blessing to the world, even through the struggles that you guys, your family's gone through.
And the last one, strength. A lot of people were pushing me to abort.
For sure. I imagine there'd be a lot of people out there that would be
very near and dear to my heart.
Well, even family, friends.
It's saying your health is more important than this child. And
she looks at me. She says, "Are you gonna be mad?" I said, "Unless I can blame the mailman. Like, what do you want me to tell you?" Yeah. I said, "I'll deal with what I have to deal with, and we'll go from there."
Well, that's
getting mad. I couldn't live with myself. I honestly, I told him, I said, if I abort this child, I will die. Yeah. Because mentally,
it's not an easy decision by any means. I mean, people have the right to make a decision. I believe life is life, and we should love it.
I don't condemn anyone who chooses that route. I don't.
It's just our beliefs.
I can't. For myself, I cannot do it. It would kill me inside
So we've touched in on the call. We've gone down the road of how your strengths came. We've got into the fact of the cancer. You know, so I really want to thank you for coming on our Team Overcomer, and I really want to thank you for sharing these, because these are intimate, you know, talks, and these are things that not everybody can share. I want to thank you for doing that with us, and I'm praying and I'm hoping that someone out there that can be encouraged from your story. There was a reason why God has chosen you to be first on this, because I do believe that your story will be everlasting, and you're not going anywhere, because we're going to keep praying for you. And what I do ask, guys, is that we're going to leave down below. We're going to leave some places where you can donate some money. Okay, so she'll share the link at the bottom, and please feel free, if God's leading you, to open your hearts to this couple. We're not here to beg. We're not here to ask for things, because we're just
This is not what we're all about.
yeah, it's not what we're about, but we are about knowing
It's
that
helping everybody out.
we are about knowing that when people are in need, our hearts are to give to other people, and that's just the way it's meant to be.
And we're trying the different treatments.
Yeah, and we're doing different treatments, the vitamin D shots,
Vitamin C infusions.
vitamin C infusions, which I know can be very costly. We're looking at $140 a pop, I heard.
Pop 3 times a week.
3 times a week, so
Don't know how long, 6 weeks or more.
6 weeks or more that these things might be needed. So there's definitely
Travel to Ottawa.
You got gas, you got Will does have a job. He works very hard, but right now he's taking care of the babies. He's at home. He's taking care of his sick wife. So please, if you feel led, please drop us a donation to them, and we just thank you guys out there. I hope you enjoy these videos that are going to be coming your way. Team Overcomer is here to give inspiration, to give motivation, to give encouragement, and we just thank you. And God bless each and every one of you out there. And hey, stick with the team and be an overcomer with us. So take care, God bless, and we'll be back soon.